and happy Thanksgiving Eve to the people out there. This is the Mike Missanelli Show. We have some fun stuff that we're going to talk about today as we zero in to the big game this weekend with the Eagles and the Ravens. And I'm looking at power rankings that they either had the Eagles as the second highest-ranked team in the NFL or the third at worst, which means they're ahead of the team they're going to play on Sunday. Now, we looked at this game yesterday and said, you know, we had kind of a downward dog attitude about this game, thinking that, well, you know, they'll probably lose this game. They got to lose one. This is a really good team. They can't keep up this consistent winning, and it wouldn't hurt them to lose this game. Meanwhile, you know, the Ravens already have 2 losses. All this mumbo-jumbo, the parameters we went through to make us feel better if the Eagles do lose this game. But they could very well win this game. There is an interesting dynamic in this game, however. And the dynamic feeds into what we've been talking about with Jalen Hurts, having to win a game by himself, having to put the team on his shoulders, meaning throwing the ball more than they run the ball. Because if the Ravens do one thing well, it's that they stop the run. Now, in my mind, you can't stop Saquon Barkley. You can stop him temporarily. But the longer the game goes on, you're not going to be able to stop them. And I don't care how high your defense is ranked. If they commit to the run and keep at it, it's the second half where he eats your heart. And so I don't think that comes into play. But if it does come into play, I guess it's fair. What will the Eagles do to counterbalance what the other team does? When you formulate a game plan, you go, okay, well, they do this really well. So we've got to now change our game plan to do this. I don't know if the Eagles will do that. We'll have the coordinators on today, so maybe we'll get some kind of inkling from Kellen Moore, but we probably won't, on what their strategy might be against the Ravens, or whether they would have to actually throw the ball a little more in this game, or whether they would just commit to doing what they've done, which is Saquon Barkley's a beast. We'll get him involved with a lot of carries and catching the ball out of the backfield and the whole thing, and it'll be Saquon Barkley again. This also feeds into another subject about Saquon Barkley, which is, and we haven't really considered it much, are we being too usage-oriented with Saquon Barkley? And do we have to, at this point of the season, worry about him wearing down? So all these are at play today as we talk about this game coming up. And, again, this is going to be a short week for us. It's a short week for me. It's the last day I'll be here. Bill and Ray will be here tomorrow to discuss this. And then Friday, you'll be entertained by our football broadcasting that goes on with the games on Friday. So this is a big, big day for us as far as discussing this game. It's also General Knowledge Wednesday. It's a packed show, first of all. We have Torrey Smith, ex-Eagle, ex-Raven, coming on at 10:30. Torrey is now kind of localized. Torrey's a Philly guy. By the way, how you doing? There's Bill Colarulo's here, Ray Dunn's here. What's up, Bill?
All good, Michael. Excited to talk to Torrey today.
And it is General Knowledge Wednesday, and I'm also giving away a turkey today. I got a turkey. I brought a turkey in for somebody who needs a turkey for Thanksgiving. Whether you're a shelter out there or whether you're just somebody who could use another turkey to feed a big family, the only requirement that you have is to answer a general knowledge question correctly, unless you're a shelter. And if you answer a general knowledge question correctly early in this show and you can make it down to the station, I'll give you this turkey. I got it packed in ice right here. It's a beautiful 15-pounder. I'll show it to the people when we get into a break. But first of all, let's discuss the situation with the Eagles and the dynamic that they may have to employ offensively against a team that stops the run pretty well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I was looking at the numbers, and if you look at rushing defenses across the league, the Eagles have not played a team that's in the top 10 of rushing defense right now. In fact, the only team they've played that's even in the top half of the league in rushing defense are the Green Bay Packers, and that's all the way back in week 1. So even though we think that this Eagles offense can run the ball on anybody, we haven't really seen them go up against a stout rushing defense like you're going up against this week with the Ravens. Because not only do the Ravens only give up 78 yards a game, they're only giving up 3.5 yards per carry. Now, the Eagles' offense is averaging 5.2 yards a carry. So it's going to be strength on strength, what breaks. But that's why we throw out the question. If the Ravens' defense is, in fact, able to shut down this potent rushing attack for the Eagles, do we believe that Jalen Hurts can win the game with his arm? Now, a positive would be the Ravens stink against the pass. I mean, they flat out stink. 31st in the NFL against the pass. So this may be a game where Jalen Hurts has to win it. And what is the confidence level? Mike, I'm confident in Jalen. I still firmly believe in Jalen. And it depends on what stats you're looking at. I know they're 25th in the NFL in passing yards a game, but I was diving deep into it. Jalen Hurts is top 7 with on-target percentage throws. So that means he's putting the ball where it needs to be a majority of the time. In fact, 78.4% of the time, according to Pro Football Reference, he throws the ball on target. They just haven't asked him to throw the ball out because they haven't needed it. So I have confidence in Jalen, but I know there are people out there who don't believe that Jalen Hurts is a good enough passer to carry this team. We may find out on Sunday.
Here's where he's a good enough passer. When the other team is geared up against the run.
Yeah, they're going to have to load the box to stop it.
The Ravens gear up against the run. Now, so it's really not any different than any other team that has played the Eagles this year, and that's why he's been a more successful thrower, in my opinion, because the patterns are pretty clearly defined and open for him to make those throws. And he has made enough good throws this year. So I don't think that, this Ravens team is going to be able to shut down the run to the point where, oh, my God, he has to throw almost every down. That's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. The Eagles aren't going to give in to that. The Eagles are going to go, this is what we do best. We can't defer to what they do best and get out of character and try to throw the ball 30 times or 35 times, right?
You would think, but, when you're giving up only 3.5 yards a carry, I'm not sure. It's going to be a very interesting matchup to watch. This offensive line against the Ravens defensive line, I'm really interested in seeing this. Now, is this a true measuring stick? Because I don't know if they're going to ever play a team the rest of the way that is built like this Ravens team. You may not see a team like this again until the Super Bowl if you have to play the Ravens again. But it is going to be an interesting thing to see. Can this offense run the ball on anybody? But you brought something else up, Mike, in your opening about Saquon's usage. I was looking at these numbers today. He's on pace for 345 carries. He's never had more than 295 in his entire career, and that's a couple years ago with New York. Outside of that, he never had more than 260. So are we really going to lean on Saquon to run the ball 345 times and then expect him to also be fresh for the playoffs? I am getting a little bit nervous about that.
Interesting. That's an interesting point because, we know even the strongest bulls can get bruised up. And so we'll have to look at that down the road. All right, for now, the general knowledge questions, this is a pretty good prize that we're giving away for General Knowledge Wednesday. It's a 4-pack of tickets for Yuletide Liberty Hill. It's this week's Fanatic Deal of the Week. It's located in Lafayette Hill, Pennsylvania, which is next to Plymouth Meeting, which is next to where Torrey Smith's wife grew up and went to Plymouth White Marsh High School.
Interesting.
Well, Torrey married a track star from Maryland. They both went to Maryland, and she's from here, which means I think he relocated here. I think he lives amongst us.
Wait, what's that song? She's a track star.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
Ray knows, right? Isn't that a song, Ray?
I'm not bailing you out.
Yuletide Liberty Hill is the region's ultimate Christmas village, featuring rides, boutique shopping, ice skating, live music, craft drinks, and food, and so much more. Get this exclusive offer while supplies last at 97.5thefanatic.com/deal. So that's the prize for today. But also,
here it comes.
I got here this big beauty.
You need to help you to hold that up? It's heavy.
It's a nice 15-pound young turkey. And if anybody could use an extra turkey, I know you probably got your turkey all laid out, ready to be cooked. But if you need an extra, This is the one we will provide for you free of charge, and all you got to do is answer a question correctly. And if you want to pick it up early, you have to be able to get to the studio. We'll tell you exactly how you can get here. You answer a question correctly. Just say, I want the turkey. Answer the question correctly. You come pick it up. Boom. That's it.
And people on YouTube are asking if it's still frozen because it won't be ready by tomorrow. It is thawing.
It is softly freezing.
So it'll be ready to cook for tomorrow.
It'll definitely be ready if you leave it out. All right, so there you go. And I've left it out. Yesterday, I had it in my car, actually, thawing. So it would not overly thaw.
No, it's perfect. Yeah, because people are asking the question, what a show today. You're getting a turkey? You're getting 4 tickets to Yuletide,
cool.
Liberty Hill?
You get Torrey Smith. You're getting the coordinators. So here are the general knowledge categories, which also will be fun because people want to know the categories. They think they have a shot at this. All right, so here we go. Things named for people. Like if I say to you, Eiffel.
Tower.
There you go.
Hey, is it going to be that easy?
It's going to be it's pretty easy. Next category, Tom Hanks movies.
Oh, I like that.
Next month, NCAA basketball teams from a state that doesn't include part of the state's name in the college.
All right, Ray will be good at that.
All right, so you know what we're talking about there? Like if I say Alabama, you know, what would be one of the schools that doesn't have the word Alabama or any form of the word in it?
Auburn.
Correct.
There we go.
There
Ray.
you go. That would be easy. And finally,
Temple.
Finally,
Why would you do that, man?
50 Thanksgiving trivia questions.
Oh, I like that, too.
Thanksgiving trivia questions. And on top of this whole thing, today I'm accumulating, this is a very cheesy radio thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to accumulate a list of the 19 biggest turkeys who have ever played in a Philadelphia professional sport. And why did I say 19? Why didn't I go to 20? Because number 1 is Lock City. Number 1 is already burned in wood.
Wait, and what do you mean by a turkey? Like a bust? Like a fraud?
Yes.
All right, just making sure.
Well, what do you think I meant?
Well, I like turkey, so I didn't know if we were saying, like, good place.
No, he's a turkey. He's
Who's
a real
ever called
turkey.
someone a turkey in a positive way?
He's a real. What do you mean by a turkey? Like, really? Was that? Did I need to explain that? Anyway, number 1 is locked out. It's Ben Simmons. So we get to 19 after Ben Simmons is what I'm trying to do today. Here's how you get in. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. It's the Mike Missanelli Show. Back with the content of this program after this.
Philadelphia